Hello, this is Greg Deckler, and welcome to MSHGQM, and to part two of rating every completed idea on the ideas.powerbi.com website. Now, before I get into it, though, I got to show you this. So, Eladio Ardei, um, he sent me this file, and it's got like the top 5,000 ideas in here, and this must have taken a lot of work. um so yeah, so Eladio, Eladio gave me permission to like share this out, and use this. So I'm going to use this in some upcoming videos where I'm do more of a Power BI analysis of the different ideas out there. But this must have taken a tremendous amount of work, because I know because I tried to automate getting all of the ideas, the completed ideas off the website using Power BI. So I create a little M code to cycle through and grab each page and all of that sort of fun stuff. And it was a nightmare because the ideas site is well, times out a lot when you do things like that. I won't go into all of the but I feel for all the people that I've seen that issue come up in the forums a lot, and I usually just refer them to MK, or somebody else that knows M really well. But man, I feel you running into those sites where like you're trying to scrape information off a web page and it's paginated results and stuff. Whew, man, didn't realize just how painful that was until I had to do it myself. So anyway, I'm going to be using this, and super a lot of thanks goes out to Eladio for providing this. Man, I wish I'd had this when I started down this path. It made things so much easier. But I really appreciate Eladio, and he's from Chile, so there's some Power BIers down there in Chile, man. Let me tell you. And this beautiful country. It's the last country I actually visited before the pandemic and all that. So great people down there. Pisco sours are awesome. So all right, let's get into this. I'll try again and keep this to an hour or so. Got lots of stuff. All right, so let's get into this. We're doing our thumbs up, thumbs down here. Allow non-admins to see enterprise gateways and data flow creation. Really, I mean, again, yeah, good. And we're rating these things. We're like, when I'm taking a look at these, I'm saying, is this more important to fix than measure totals? Or, could this been have delayed, a month? While, they took a month, the Power BI team took a month to fix the measure totals in table and matrix visuals. Um, Allow tooltip pages to be used in table and matrix. I mean, again, more important than fixing the total, right? I don't know. Power BI embedded connection to analysis services tabular. Not sure that was ever not a thing, but it's Power BI embedded, which is a much smaller use case, in my opinion, than a lot of other things. Alert for success failure of data refresh. That is it's a nice thing. It's nice to have. Not very hard. Azure table storage. Come on, guys. Change label of total row in table. So let's not fix the actual problem. We'll just, well, yeah, it's not a total, so now you can not call it a total. But we'll give this one a thumbs up. Yes, because it's not a total. And it shouldn't say total. Snowflake connector, no, we don't do connectors. Report tooltips for mobile devices. Come on, it's mobile. Admin Center stop users from creating groups. I remember that was a big problem with when it was like had that weird Office 365 group thing. Um, yeah, that was really painful. It's a good thing they fixed that. Tooltips for buttons. They fixed it so that you can have a tooltip for a button before they fixed matrix table and table totals. Wow, it's unbelievable. Limited use case, oddly specific. Send refresh failure notification email to me for failed data flow. Schedule refresh. I gave the other one a thumbs down. We're giving that one a thumbs down. Connect to any XMLA provider. Actually, that is a huge boon. So we're going to give that one a thumbs up. Customize values in matrix and what do we mean by that? Do we have it up here? No, of course not. Customize values in matrices and table. Customize. I don't know what that means, But well, I mean, if that meant like customized, like it can't be completed because totals still don't work. So never mind. Doesn't refer to totals, whatever it is. Allow Power BI may want to open local files. Support for R would be great, the greatest. You know, we're gonna give that a thumbs up. R is cool. Allow printing from Power BI embedded. You know, provide an official short name for. Wait, that's a completed. How is that completed? What is the official short? What is the official short name? Stack Overflow, please. The short name for Power BI format is M. Paragraph is too long. M is too short. We said. So what's the official name? I just call it M. Official name is Power Query M Formula Language. There you go. It is too long. Just call it M. So anyway, so they fixed the official name before they unbelievable. Rename fields on the two. Oh, I need to get back here. Close this window. Rename fields on the new filter pane. Rename. Come on, people. So support Q&A with Power BI. No, literally no one uses Q&A. Nobody. Allow objects to be aligned all the way to the top of a report page. That is a nice to have. Lock map location and zoom once. It just, oh, it kills me that it's like, this is more important. This is more important than fixing measure totals. It's unreal. Format visualization title with report themes. It's a formatting. AWS Athena, oddly specific. Data search bar. Data search bar. Data search bar. You have it? No, it's not there. Data search bar. Oh, maybe you can use, wait, duh. Use Aladios. This is sitting at 106. 106. 106. Here we go. Well, I don't know if it was sitting at data search bar. Let's just do this. Search bar. I don't see it. Huh. All right, well, data search bar. I don't know what that means exactly. But more important, it's probably when you're in data view and you're trying to search for stuff, I would guess. It's handy. Is it nice to have, though? It's nice to have. Create viewer X. I hate this role. I wish they'd have never created it. Can I submit an idea to like uncreate that role? I don't like that role at all. It gets people in trouble, I think. I would have preferred if they'd never add that role. Disable group creation by users, switch for enterprise. Disable group creation by users, switch for enterprises. Again, I think that was that. I think that was the we gave that one a thumbs up. It's a duplicate. Make Power Query ETL a scriptable language targeting more than Excel and Power BI. It always did that. Oh, hang on. Whew. Make Power. This one made my brain sneeze. It was always this. We'll give it a thumbs up just because that's what this always was. They didn't have to do any work to complete this idea. Deployment pipelines to support data flows. More important, adjustable line thickness on, oh, come on, people. Really? Yes, we want to do line thicknesses, but additional formatting for color of the gauge. Again, it kills me that they added conditional formatting, before fixing totals. Bidirectional RLS. Now, visually indicate which Power Query steps have comments. Really? This stuff's more important. boggles the mind. QA button does not work, is not working in reports in mobile app, but works on the desktop. Okay, it combines two things that, I don't care about, mobile and Q&A. Data flow, REST API, get refresh history. Again, that benefits so few people. SAP Business Connector, it's a connector. Conditional formatting intervals. I don't even know what that means, but it's conditional formatting for love of Pete. Add animated play access on the bubble chart. I thought it always had that, but that is no. Again, I wonder how many people. I mean, that's the cool thing that you always play with, but who actually uses that in a production situation? I have to wonder. It makes for great demos. Azure AD B2B guest users able to open Power BI apps in the mobile app. Okay, no. Oddly specific. Ability to modify the colors in the gauge. Color palette. Color palette. Yes, the color palette is ugly. You all know that, but it gets the job done. Allow custom visuals in organizational contact packs aren't even a thing anymore. Connector, so good job fixing that. Just to delete content packs, whatever, however long later. Waste of time. Connector, Amazon 3 Athena Power BI. It's a connector. We're going to vote no. Create a kiosk mode for the Power BI app. I mean, definitely, but more important. Wait, we've got a bunch of. Okay, all right. We got to vote for one of these. Paid Power BI Desktop Pro. Okay, that was always a thing. Some of these just mystify me, man. Unless it's like people aren't explaining themselves very well, or I am just an idiot and don't understand. Power BI Desktop. We want paid, non-throttled Power BI Desktop Pro edition with the following printing. Okay, whatever. I'm not even going to read it, but we'll give it a thumbs up. Sure. Query folding enable disable option. Why would you want to enable a why would you want to disable it? Prevents the stop folding. I don't know why you would want to do that, but we're going to give that a thumbs down. That is not more important. Migrate V1 workspace to V2. Okay. Yeah, I thought that automatically already happened. We'll give it a thumbs up. If you're going to waste time creating a V2 workspace, you should migrate to it. Support for custom visuals in email subscriptions features. Come on. Visual Studio Online. What? Visual Studio Online. That's the entire Visual Studio Online. Okay. Convert Power Query transformation into SSIS ETL and also SQL Server stored products. Or just go do it. I don't know. REST URL as a data source. It's a data source, but it's a REST URL. But I thought you could always do that with it. We'll give it a thumbs up. We haven't given it a thumbs up in a while. Organization structure. I don't know what that means, so make paginated reports available via the Power BI app. We're going to support paginated reports. Allow Power BI service report dashboard descriptions for external users. More important, no. Multi-columns slicer. That's like the hierarchical thing with the slicers and everything, which is cool, but is it more important? No. There's other ways you can do that. A Venn diagram visual. Wait a minute. A Venn diagram visual. How is that completed? Okay. Maybe Eladio can help. Venn diagram. Did I spell something wrong? Ben. Not just Ben. Oh, that's how they solved it. Okay, because they integrated R and Python probably. I'm guessing that's how that came about, or that's how they fixed it. But again, it's a visual, so no. Aerial satellite map background. More important than stuff that's actually broken. Barcode scanning in the Android app. Okay, now. And more accurate mobile layout. No, mobile. Search box and publishing. No. Nope, that's a no. QA and embedded. No. Two things I don't care about embedded in Q&A. Add filter options for the export file API. No. Resize and freely position dashboard tiles. Format strings don't work in SSAS model with calculation groups. Okay, that is very oddly specific. It sounds like more of a bug than a feature. Adobe Analytics connector for Power BI desktop. Adobe Analytics, nope. Allow mail to hyperlinks and please add Q&A to mobile app. Q&A and mobile, two things I don't care about. Allow local refresh of just one table instead of having to refresh all tables every time. It always did that. Maybe not. More important. Yeah, we'll give that a thumbs up. When the drill down with charts feature will be available back in Power BI. Is that a bug at some point? 82, and it's not here. Allow for user to find default zoom in maps. No, that's not that important. Network Days DAX Power Query formula. DAX Power. Now there was. We're not going to vote this one because there was always a very simple DAX solution to get Network Days. In fact, I have it. It's I published it out in the Quick Measure Gallery. So I mean, really not that important to. This makes it a little. It even had the ability to do holidays and stuff like that. Now I don't know. I've never tried that calculation of Power Query. So allow us to have a global option to disable the automatic detection of column types. Okay, I will agree with that. Add REST API. No. Smart Guide functionality like PowerPoint. Smart Guide functionality like no. Restrict IP addresses in Power BI for access. More importance. Definitely security related. Let's support security. Folder connector for data flows. Nope. SAP HANA display calculation. Nope. That's oddly specific. ODBC data sources in data flows. Look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make these both, even though they're data sources, but it's really just extending the same functionality you have to data flows that you have. So pretty easy to do and makes sense, right? Customize the formatting of numbers. Okay. If this refers to Chelsea Iden's her custom format strings, they were definitely supportive of that one. That one, although I feel like it's a duplicate, and we did it in part 1 somewhere, we voted this one up. But that solved a long-standing issue around durations and displaying durations, and keeping them as numbers. So give that a thumbs up. Good job, Chelsea. Data flows from custom SQL query. Line chart formatting options. Nope. Power BI, nope. Embedded. Add MS Access as a data source. Well, it's a data source and it's access. So no, that's a big thumbs down. Lock Esri Map Zone. Azure ML. That's all it is. Azure ML. It's the entire idea. 7. Okay, of course it's not here. Conflicted in this one. I like Azure ML. I like that they integrated it, but I mean, there was I can't remember. There's always a kind of a way to do this with using R, in Python, I think. You could actually call the API. Oh, give it a thumbs up. What the heck? It's machine learning. We all like machine learning. Conditional formatting should apply format in sub. They fixed this. They fixed the conditional formatting of subtotals and totals before fixing subtotals and totals. Unbelievable. Slicer search functionality. We like that one. Live direct query to who cares? Zoom feature. Not you can always zoom your screen. Ability to create shared data source. That would be data flows. We like data flows. Use designer to connect like live to SSAS instead of importing the data. Well, this must have been really early on. We'll give it a thumbs up. Redshift connector. Nope. Toggle for single-click interaction in mobile. Ability to invert the y-axis. No. Advanced query option for Redshift. Nope. Matrix export issue. So that's a bug. If it's a bug, is it possible to export data in a matrix visual to it in a traditional row column Excel format instead of tool converting it to a flat CSV file? Not that important. If you can get it to a CSV file, then tough. Arithmetic in Q&A. Power Query convert data fields to month name, weekday name, quarter name. Power Query convert. Important. Have a presentation mode for Power BI like PowerPoint. Not that important. Monthly subscription option. It's licensing, fine. Direct queries. Where do these things come from, these ideas? Please add monthly subscription. Must be consumed monthly cutoff. Monthly so you get them every month. Again, not that important, people. It's subscription. Okay, I thought they were talking licensing there for a minute. Whew. All right. Direct queries. Of course, we don't have it here. Direct queries. Sure, direct queries are nice. Integrate Cortana. Good job doing that. What a waste of time. It's dead. All right, good job. Export visual as, so they integrated with Cortana, didn't fix measure totals. Which one would have been more useful today? Export visual as picture. Call a screenshot, people. All right, it's alt print screen. Well, by the way, if you're wondering, it's alt print screen. You paste it into Paint and you clip it. Oh, refresh BigQuery data sources using a service account. Whatever. Box and Whisker. God, I hate Box and Whisker plots. So we're putting that one down. Support for custom Power Query functions in data flows. Okay, sure, it's data flows. We'll support it. Filters functionality in landscape mode for mobile. You know where this is going. It won't let me. Interact with exported PowerPoint file. That is a cool feature, but no, not more. RSS feeds. It's XML, people. SharePoint embedded remove pro license requirement. It's licensing, so whatever. Landscape view on mobile. It's mobile. And it seems like that's. Wait, didn't we just have that one? No, it was something. So they had to add landscape mode. Then they had to add filters for landscape. Okay, mobile. Easy button to reset the report. Easy button to reset the report. Now they have that in the service, and that is a very handy feature. I find, but it really wasn't necessary to do that until you really got whatever. Chart axis. We voted up chart axis. Chart axis. Chart axis. What does that mean? I have to know. Will I get to know? No, I won't. Ha! Ha ha ha. There's the easy button. Chart axis. I say no. Dynamics marketing. Dynamics, so be able to pull information from Dynamics marketing. Ability to change KPI colors to accommodate color blindness. Wow, okay. I can see that. Maybe that was what the gauges were talking about, but that's being very specific. So, yes. Provide an easy way to display the last refresh date time in a dashboard. Yeah, but you could always do that. So, more important, no. Date picker for query date parameter. Date picker for query date parameter. Okay, or you can just type it. Adobe Analytics connector supported and the Power BI service. Complex filter conditions. Specify OR conditions across. See, I mean, now the thing about this is you could always create a complex selector in DAX, right? But we're going to vote this one up because we're definitely going to vote Power BI HIPAA compliant. It wasn't, but sure, it needs to be HIPAA compliant. Matrix and dashboard reports. No, especially if the totals don't work. Data profiling. You know, that's a cool feature, but more important, no. SharePoint list for non-US countries. SharePoint list for non-US countries. What does that even mean? SharePoint list for non-US countries. I wish I knew what that meant, but we'll should be able to be in a different country than the US and connect to a SharePoint list? Yes. Printing. Yes. We support printing. Data labels. Data labels, more important or less important than fixing measure totals. Suppose if the data labels are correct, why not? Hey, we're on a roll here, 3 in a row. Power BI deployment pipeline API or Azure DevOps release tab. More important than fixing measure totals, I mean, over the last 7 years. Nah. Take or transfer ownership of a data flow. You know, we'll say yes. Text boxes or labels on dashboard text boxes or labels on dashboard canvas. No. Send to back capability needed for visuals. I always thought that was there. But yeah, I mean, definitely we'll vote that one up. Connect to multiple sources while connected to SQL Server database speed. Okay, you know, that is a cool feature. Bulk editing of columns measures in Power BI desktop. Bulk editing of columns measures. And is that really a thing? Like, what do they mean by that? Of course, we're not going to get to know. Bulk, you know, more important, how about the measures be right? Bullet graphs in Power BI. Third-party visuals can take care of that. Click and drag mouse to select multiple points in, you know, again, very cool feature, but no. Incremental data refresh, we're going to vote that one up. Need service principal support for admin API, oddly specific. Oddly specific. Select many items in Canvas with mouse area selection. Again, no. How are we doing on time here? Okay, about a half hour. Create, and we're down to 4:35, so maybe we're making progress. Create English step name option in localized Power BI. English step name option in localized Power Query Editor. Sounds very nice to have. Power BI plus Cortana again. Good job wasting time on that feature. Nice one. Refresh for designer files. Refresh for designer. I think that was already there, always there, but I don't know what they mean by it. And we're not going to know. Okay. Again, I mean, so we've had two. Cancel. All right, formatting of text in grid and matrix. Formatting, okay, how about actually totals be right in grid and matrix? Impala connector, nope. Histogram and summary stat visuals. Histogram and summary stat visuals. No. Power BI data connector for Outlook. I wonder who uses that. Enterprise Gateway, SSAS Tabular Live Schedule Refresh. Data Gateway, SSS Tabular, live schedule refresh. If you're connected live, then why do you need to schedule a refresh? We're gonna vote no. More control over report filter pane. Hide certain filters from users. No. Customizable tooltips. No. Not more important. I guess maybe you can include the right total in a tooltip. Dynamic CRM, it's a connector. We like Dynamics though, so no, it's connector. Snowflake connector should not require on-premises gateway. Be fixed later. Better use of longitude and latitude in maps. Okay, but it's a faster Oracle database connection. No. Diagram view in Power Query showing interconnections across various queries. That is a nice to have thing, but it's not. It's a nice to have thing. Undo redo button in browser and designer. No, don't make mistakes. Use Power BI Analysis Services connector in Power BI Designer. Power BI Analysis Services connector in Power BI Designer. All right, fine. We'll say that's a yes. Parquet format support as data flow storage file. Sure. Hey, we got 3 in a row. Can we do 4? Power BI content DevOps pipeline release management. Okay, yeah, we did 4 in a row. I mean, we like pipelines. Add using local option to new data type menu buttons in the query. I like that feature. Clustering. Okay, if they're talking about gateway clustering, that can wait. Add a Q&A optimization tool. Okay, it's Q&A, so no. And again, nobody take this the wrong way. If I'm bagging on your measures, I'm not trying to do. I'm just rating these as far as whether, in my opinion, whether I like the feature or not, or whether it's more important than getting correct measure totals, so that self-service, BI isn't a complete and utter lie, right? So that's the perspective I'm coming at. Disable the welcome to Power BI nag screen. Okay, I do agree with that one, but no, not more important. Grouping visuals in selection pane, like in the bookmarks pane. That is a cool feature, but not more important. Data labels inside don't use pie charts. Support our list for Power BI embedded. Oh boy. Okay. User customizable default visual interaction. User customizable. So, I mean, but no. Active filter indication. No. Export column profiles as a table. Ugh. Well, I mean, neat stuff, but no. Connect Power BI embedded report to on-premises data source. Really, you couldn't do that before? I gotta give that one a thumbs up, but I always thought that was a thing. An application should be able to allow users in read-only mode to set alerts. Alerts are a critical part of the desirable functionality. All right, I'm going to give that a thumbs down just because alerts aren't that good. Enable full refresh of table with incremental refresh policy. Okay, that is, if you're going to do incremental refresh, you better have that functionality. Disable download buttons in Power BI report server. No. Disable auto detect relationships. I agree with that you should be able to disable that, but give it a thumbs up. That really is an annoying feature. At scale connector, no. Android, just Android. Android. Look to see what it means. I'm assuming they mean a Power BI app for the Android and not just iOS. I mean, since I'm an Android user, I will give it a thumbs up. Please localize map visualizations. Please localize map visualizations. We'll say yes. Allow tree maps to support 2 measures, one controlling size, the second controlling color, like a heat map. Yeah, but it's a visual. So no, not more important. Enterprise Gateway, Active Directory security groups as users. Yeah, it's security, so we'll say yes. Even though it's Gateway, add the Power Pivot Data Model Designer to Power BI. Add the Power Pivot Data Model Designer into Power BI Designer. And we don't know what that means. No. Intuit QuickBooks Online. No. Add selected See related tables button in Power Query. We use a data source like SQL Server. That is a handy feature. Control over axes ranges. That is important. We'll say yes. Allow users to edit shared dashboard. I thought they always could, but not more important than mobile screen area height too small. Oh, it's a mobile device. That's why it's too small. Calculating percent of grand total, row total, column total. Wait a minute. Calculating, percent of grand total. I remember. How about you get the totals right first before you add that stuff in? Auto save PBIX files and recover functionality. Yeah, we'll say yes. That saved my butt a couple times. Error. Information is needed in order to combine data. I don't even know what that one's talking about, but we're not gonna. We won't vote for it. Search for fields and sort the field list. Search for fields and sort the field list. Let's say yes on that one. Adding a logo to Power BI dashboard. Really, more important. Schedule refresh to update reports. Schedule refresh to update reports. I think that was always there, but we'll say yes. Voice activation. Oh, no. Connect the data flows from Excel's Power Query. I realize that this is important to a lot of Excel people, but not to me. I'm still going to vote it up for you, just for you Excel users out there. Tooltips on dashboard visuals. Not more important. Connect to an existing Power BI data model. It is a very cool feature. We will vote it up. Ability to pass multiple values as a filter parameter in query string. I don't think that's that important. Conditional formatting formula. Very nice to have, people. Multiple select tool. Allow for selecting pre-existing workspaces for different stages of the deployment pipelines. I thought that was always there with deployment pipelines, but yes, I will agree with that. Support new filter pane on phones. It's phones. Format dates. You could always format dates. Yes, okay, it's fine. You should be able to format dates. Data labels for maps. Thought that was always a thing. But more important, no. Well, sure, why not? Warning of connected data sets when deleting data flows. I would say that's important. Active Directory Security Group. Give it a thumbs up, even though I'm not entirely certain what that means, but I'm assuming it's sort of something around security. So we'll say sure. Oh, no. Zooming into a map. Yes, you should be able to zoom into a map. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Star rating visualization. Chris Webb created that. But more important than fixing better tools, no. And they didn't even fix that. That was Chris Webb. Although they added that as a quick measure. Embed Power BI objects into Excel, Word, and Power. Not more important. Please add user culture function to achieve the specified language based on user's browser setting. You know what? I went through and did a whole blog series on this, and this is actually not that helpful. In fact, what ended up being the best solution was just to have the browser do the translation for you. That worked by far the best. So wasting time on this, I don't think was a good choice of time. Bullet charts, but conditional formatting on column values based on values of other column. It's a conditional formatting. We're going to say no. Expose tab order as a property of visuals for keyboard navigation. I don't think that this is that widely used. Make shapes with shadow. This is more important than measure totals. We must have shadows on our shapes. Power BI embedded printing. Yeah, no. Make Power BI Office 365 and Power BI new experience available in Brazil. Okay, we like Brazil. We'll vote that one up. Even though it probably just was taking a while to get there. Support for OData v4. We like OData, sure. Require single selection for visual or report level filter. I just don't see that that is all that important. Power BI embedded export to PowerPoint. Well, that combines like everything we don't like. Better deployment method for data flows. More important as long as you can get them deployed. MSBI. MSBI. At present, there are a lot of components in the MSBI stack which we use, many of them in a disjointed manner. For example, SQL Server, system, Power BI. But they didn't fix it. But they marked it completed. Okay, integrate with other apps. You know, we agree that there should be integration. Allow Power BI to connect to Office 365 OneDrive for business data source. It's connections, so we're not going to support that. UI improvement for field selection. UI, nice to have. Top 10 support in Q&A. It's Q&A. No. I said no. Parameters for live connections to Power BI datasets needed to fully utilize deployment pipelines. Okay, fine. Download PBX from Power BI online even when not an owner of the workspace. Download PBX even when not an owner of the workspace. But more important, no. Sway integration, no. They fixed it before. All these things got fixed before measure totals. No. Ability to render mobile optimized version of reports in custom mobile application. No, it's mobile. Moving object with arrow keys. Have I done this? Yes. Is it necessary? No. Integrate Power BI apps into Microsoft Teams tabs. That is a very neat feature, but not more important. Bookmarks and Power BI embedded. No. Language. Did I say something naughty? Language. We support languages, even though we have no idea what this means. R script on Power BI Online. We like R. We voted for R. Aggregation over timeline. When did they fix this? Aggregation over timeline. Aggregation over timeline. I don't know what that means. We're going to vote it down. Okay, REST API again. Very specific stuff. Link, unlink, Azure Data Link. Power BI service data flows. Cool feature, but map a bubble size. No. Load a sample of data rather than the whole thing. It did that from the start. And there was always a way to do that. No. Alternating colors on rows in table and matrix visuals. Okay. Good job fixing that before the totals actually got fixed in tables and matrices. View reports in phone apps. Whatever. It's mobile. We're voting no. Distinguish Power BI desktop for Power BI report server. But it always did that. What does that mean? Again, more important. Trial test for Power BI Premium. Okay, no. Ability to have control, although they did that with PPU. Ability to have control links from dashboard through to related SRS or Excel report. Having control links from to related SSRS or online reports. I say no. Copy and paste M queries with dependencies from desktop apps into data flows. Copy paste M queries with dependencies from desktop apps into data flows. Oh, I've got mixed feelings about this one because that whole copy paste thing where you're trying to copy like one query and then it's like it duplicates everything. I hate that feature. Especially like you're referencing a function, right? And you're referencing a function in a query, and you copy that query and you paste it, and it gives you another copy of that function. It's like, no, I hate that functionality. So I'm gonna vote this one no. Certificate authentication on it's iOS. No to the iOS. You notice, I mean, look at this. We're down to, we're getting pretty low as far as votes. I mean, we're in the 20s, right? Ability to update data source connection string in PBIX file. Thought you could always do that. Sure, we'll vote it up. So we haven't had a vote up in a while. Automatically change tooltip page view to actual size. Automatically? That's a nice to have. App for Apple Watch. Okay, all of you 28 people out there that use that, good job that you got that implemented before table and matrix measure totals were fixed. Ability to connect to Azure Document DB, advanced conditional formatting based on another metric. Again, it's conditional formatting, people. Power BI plus Azure Stack. Conditional formatting and heat map conditional format. If again for matrices, how about you fix the totals? Sign out. Always sign out. Sign out of what? Sign out. Sign out. There's no option to log out sign out. Sign out is available from the me control. Yeah, this was always a thing. So we're going to vote that one down because that was always a thing. Expand all columns in query editor. Expand all columns in query editor. Man, I guess I don't think that would come into play very often. You know, you could always expand them individually, but I guess if you had 1,000 of them, that would be a pain. Email notifications on auto refresh failure. No. Document DB. No, it's a duplicate. Should be able to short the value for axis or legend when showing in chart. Sort the value for axis or legend. We're going to vote that down. Ability to set a group workspace as your default landing page. Really more important? No. Carrier, no. Mecho, no. Republish after row level security setup. I don't know what that means. Republish after row level security setup. Say no. Ability to show what filters are selected in dashboard. Not really that important. Add ability to create network graphs in Power View. It's Power View, so we're going to say no. Multi-select columns in relationship view. In relationship view. You can always do that with, if I understand what that means, you could always do that in with a concatenated column, right? That's how you would do that. So not critical that that be fixed. Better data formatting options. Better data formatting options. I don't see it over here. Okay, if it's just better options, we're going to say no. Ability to connect to Visual Studio Online via Power BI. Not that important. Add alt text options to Power BI. Alt text options to Power BI. That does support disabilities and that, so that yes. Scheduled refresh so that we can test and use in real scenarios. I mean, yes, there should be scheduled refresh waterfall chart. It's a chart. Allow increase of text size in tables and matrix. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that just because the default was so bad. But again, fix the totals. Excel like report page navigation. It always had that. That's not that important. Full screen mode when embedded in SharePoint page. No. Enlarge, expand visualization to fill canvas. You'd always do that. Email the users when the refresh fails for data flows. Okay, you know, it'd be nice, but it's nice to have. Nope. iPad, nope. Integrate Power BI and Dynamics. That's another dupe. Connect to Excel workbooks on OneDrive from Power BI Designer. I never liked that feature, to be honest. Enable email subscriptions for Power BI apps. Nope. Copy and move charts and visualizations between report pages. That is a handy feature. So we'll say yes. Although, you know, the solution. Well, we're just going to leave it at that. That choose dashboard when pinning a chart. It was always a thing. Maybe it wasn't at some point. We'll give it a thumbs up. Power BI and PowerPoint. Okay. No. Default visual headers off for text boxes, shapes, and images. Make combined binaries independent from existence of a particular file. I'm going to say it's a nice to have. File link support for iOS. Boop. Too bad, iOS users. Data refresh failures are very difficult to troubleshoot with support. I agree, but they still are. Improved dashboard, report usage metrics, report performance. I mean, come on. Snowflake, another duplicate. A lot of duplicates in here still. Column profiling based on all rows, all data profiling. It's profiling in that, which is all nice, but mobile. Nope. Power BI's Enterprise ODBC scheduled refresh. We're just gonna say no. Selection box for selecting controls. Selection box for selecting controls. So that's the selection pane, which is very nice to have. More important than measurables, no, but we're still going to say yes. Enable IT admin to determine who can publish to the entire organization. That's security things. We'll say yes. SAP HANA, no. Enterprise gateway enhancements to support Teradata, no. Average count sum cells when selecting them in Power Query. Average count sum cells when selecting them in Power Query. We're going to say no. App, the Power Postgres, no. Have a visual indicator of steps that are folding and which steps stops folding. I'm not sure there is a visual indicator. I thought we always had to right click and query folding here. Is this state in Power Query Online will be coming to the desktop in the future release? Really? Oh, I always thought you had to wait. Oh. But again, okay, all right, so fine, but wow, nice to have thing, right? Because you could always right click and say, you know, view native query. And if the view native query was there, then you could, it was a native, it was folding. And if it wasn't, it wasn't. So, I mean, just all of these little nice to have things are just unreal to me that they get fixed before something that's truly and honestly broken. Power BI mobile report. Mobile. All right, I wanted to get to 600, so we're going to be right at it. All right, so good job, me. Trying to get through like 300 of these at a time. So if I do that, then there'll be like 4 parts to this thing. And then what I'll do is I'll try to wrap everything up into a kind of a summary between all the different stuff where I've been doing the ratings and everything, between the planned ideas and the completed ideas. And I did the other one, which was all the ones with more votes than fixing measure totals. All right. Restrict creation of app in workspace. At security, we'll vote it up. Ability to click, select hyperlinks and/or copy in mobile apps. Oh, it's mobile apps. Preview impact of row-level security. I do say that is a handy thing. If you're going to have row-level security, you should be able to preview it. Scroll through tables on iPads, on iPads. So no. Teradata as a date. We don't support the connectors. Enable mark as date table in Power BI desktop. Do I really want to go into, you know what? I could have a lot to say about this, but I'm just gonna mark it as a thumbs up just to appease everyone out there, and we'll go with that. Have the ability to copy the entire tab within Power BI desktop. So I'm assuming that's like duplicate page, which I agree that is a very important thing, because that's kind of how you can build a template out and then make every page look the same in a very easy way. I actually cover that technique in Learn Power BI, my book on that. Oh, and we're past 600, and just do a few more and get ahead. Audit logs should be available to Power BI admins. I would agree with that. Allow mobile version that has its own. Oh, mobile version. We don't support mobile. By opening the preview up to users in the rest of the world also. Well, we support people in other countries. Data flow, refresh failure notifications. Email, again, very nice. Dashboard classification, meh. Automatic refresh of dashboards, meh. Change dynamics online here. Change dynamics, Allow Power BI gateways and Microsoft Data Management Gateway to be loaded on the same PC. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But that's more important. OneDrive for Business. Nope. Native Azure Databricks connector. Nope. Connector. Drill through to another report. Refresh with live connections. So that's drill through between. We'll say yes, sure, fine. Table styling options similar to Excel. Again, it's just formatting people, not stuff that is actually broken. Retrieve Power BI app information using PowerShell. Okay, not that important. Power BI Analysis Services connector. I can't remember a time it didn't have it, but sure, when we don't even vote for connectors. Create a word cloud visualization and do word count cloud count analysis. No. There's a visualization for that. There's R, there's Python, many ways to do that. But really, a word cloud, is that really, that's more important. You need the word cloud before you get like correct totals. Central IT gateway. Yeah, if that means the enterprise gateway, will say yes. Use Excel sheet as a report surface. No. Power BI embedded in Azure Analysis Services. No. Show the KPI in the new Power BI report. I don't even know what that means. Connect to AX. We'll give that one a nut. I know it's going against everything, but I'm going to say yes to that one. I'm not going to give a reason why. User voice. User voice. That is this idea site. I agree that users should be able to complain about things like measure totals not totaling correctly. Phone. Nope. Group command for visual elements and shapes. No. Grouping visuals together to duplicate. No. More important, sort a column. You could always sort a column. We agree that you should be able to sort a column. Okay, what are we down to? And we're almost like right at an hour here. Copy data flows between organizations' workspaces. And more important, no. How can I change the unit of the result in a dashboard? That's not an idea, it's a question. That should be posted to the forums. Live connect relationships. Sure, if you're going to have live connections, they should be able to relate them. Allow Excel to pull in Power BI data flows in its Power Query. No. Sorry, Excel users. Ad hoc reports, that seems like a weird use case for embedded. Allow editing column width. You can always do that. But yes, you should be able to do that. About two more minutes here. More grid lines for yeah, no. Sorting on a slicer. Not more important. Menu bar covers report data, can't hide. Menu bar covers report data, can't hide. Well, if that was a problem, then sure. Add a way to find or jump to column in query view. That is a handy feature. Percent of total data labels on pie chart. Pie charts get to know. Synonym functionality from Power Pivot to be replicated in Power BI. That's Q&A support, and nobody uses it. Refresh Excel's stored in computer. Refresh Excel's stored in computer. Okay, yes, you should be able to do that. Ability to create hyperlinks directly in Power BI. I'm not a fan of hyperlinks in Power BI reports, quite honestly, but sure, we'll get to. No, that's not more important. Excel-like slicers, not more important. All right, we're at an hour. We got to 6:41 or so. So hopefully we can jump into this in part 3 and get going again. All right, I'll see you all next time.